Originally from Nebraska, south central Nebraska. Went to Colorado State University undergrad, then the University of Nebraska for my doctorate years ago. Moved to Montana, Bozeman, one of the most beautiful places in the United States. We started in the early 1970s with a 6-pack of Denver beer and climbing a few poles to get some purple insulators outside Fort Collins. So I'd say I started about 1967, 68 in that era. Really got active in the 1970s. I've been with it for over 50 years now. Larry Carpenter, a good friend of mine who passed away recently, had a Mulford & Biddle, that UPR version that had amber swirls through it, and to this day is one of the most beautiful insulators I've ever seen. You know, early on, I had a pony collection. I liked the small insulators, probably because I had a nice small space in one of the early apartments I lived in. And I loved a little Chicago Diamond at that time. I loved some of the CEWs and the colors. In the 70s, while I was going to grad school, I kind of specialized in the little ponies. They were a lot of fun. They're impossible to come by in today's world. Brea National in 1975, an early collector there had a collection of threadless. It was called the Teapot Collection. Bob Wilson was his name. Wow. Wonderful guy. At the end of the show, he got a little upset with somebody in the hobby. He walked over and said, "Jack, these are yours. Give me an X amount of money. Pay me when you can. I'm out of the hobby." I'll never forget that show because of that, and he was a great guy. I like the support for scholarship program. I'd like to get more people involved with the scholarship program. I'd like to see more young kids involved in. I will say at this national, I'm seeing a lot more youngsters here. If this hobby is to continue, we need those youngsters involved. I've been involved with other hobbies where it was kind of taken over by the younger group as they made a few dollars, were able to invest in insulators, other things I collected through the years. I'm starting to see that here in the insulator hobby, and that's very healthy. I'm glad to see that. You know, this is my 50th national, but I can say I've made not hundreds but thousands of friends in the hobby.